So Gekko has officially come out today, which means you can activate his contract and start grinding to unlock him. Or just spend $15 to unlock him. That works too. He has been the most anticipated agent for Valorant in my opinion, and with countless leaks and pro matches already out there, most of you probably know what he can do already. But this video will be going over his abilities, along with a couple tips for how to utilize him and win your games. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Here are some general tips that'll make your Gekko gameplay a lot more rewarding and impactful. Don't worry, I have added chapters into this video so you can go ahead and skip to any ability or map tip that you wish. First of all, your flash, which is default E ability, doesn't actually flash your team. So go nuts. So, Dizzy, yeah, his name is Dizzy by the way, shoots blue goo at someone based on its own line of sight. So all other flashes in the game, for example, blind you if you look at the blind. But the way Gekko actually works is that if Dizzy can see you, you are not safe. This is perfect for clearing out of sight, as we'll go into momentarily, and a positive is that Dizzy will not shoot goo at its teammates. So you don't have to call this flash out if you don't want to, because it won't actually result in your team yelling at you. Although you still should, so you can all push as a team. The downside to this ability is that it does take a little while to actually flash and activate. It takes about 0.5 seconds from the ability being thrown before goo is sent out, which is also announced by this high-pitched sound. So I recommend throwing it somewhere higher to latch onto a wall or something, sort of like a breach flash, to increase its sight over an area and to increase the chance of someone being seen and gooed. Next, moving on to his Q, his most talked about ability, Wingman. This guy moves similar to Razor's Boombot, moving in a straight line and bouncing off walls. If it comes close to an enemy, Wingman will concuss them and then be placed on the ground so you can pick him up again. If you are carrying the spike near a site, right-clicking to activate his ability will send him out and plant the spike for you. This purple indicator shows you exactly where he will plant the spike, which is a good thing to know. Now, one big tip is to clear the site or at least try to protect him if you are sending him in to plant. If he gets shot, he will drop the spike wherever he died, meaning that your spike is now just chilling in the enemy's hands, which isn't a good thing. Same on defense, if you right-click Wingman, he will defuse the spike for you, which is perfect if you are the last one alive, as you can protect him and he can just carry you for you. Kinda cool, right? If you are using Wingman to defuse, tap it yourself first to get rid of any enemy utility like a killjoy nanoswarm or something like that. Wingman is completely defenseless, and getting rid of those utilities will make your and his life a lot easier. Now his next ability, default bound to C, is Mosh Pit. Mosh Pit is basically just a Viper Molly on crack. Does like double the area, closing off many entrances to areas on a lot of maps. Now this ability is completely harmless for the first 3 seconds, but once that 3 seconds is off, it detonates in a way, doing massive amounts of damage, doing up to 150 HP if you are standing in the center. So time your ability well, and it could end up being quite rewarding. This ability could work really well with an Astra pull, so that enemies are pulled towards the center, maximizing the damage it does. It could also be effective with Breach's ultimate, or any concussion ability for that matter, as they have a harder time moving and will make it a lot harder to leave the area. On offense, I think there might be some lineups coming soon that you can use to stop the enemy from defusing, since it covers such a wide area and can stop them in their tracks if used at the right time. Finally, his X ability, Thrash. This ability is very similar to a Skydog, in which you can control him, move him to an enemy, and if hit, it detains all people in a small radius for 5 seconds. Very similar to Killjoy's ultimate, except the duration is roughly half that of Killjoy's. The cool thing is that along with Wingman, his Q, and Dizzy, his E, you can pick up Thrash and use him one more time in that same round. But then after that, it is just like a normal ultimate and you have to build him up again. Since this ability hits a small area, the enemy are most likely to split up once they hear the voice line. Oh, by the way, this is what the voice line sounds like.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
When they hear this, they will run. So it's best to use your ultimate when you know that they are grouped in a corner or a small area to make it as effective as possible. Even if you don't hit anyone with it the first time, don't worry. Thrash can still be used for recon purposes and you still get a second chance, so it is quite forgiving in that sense. So there you have it. There is all of Gekko's abilities and a couple tips to go along with each of them. I will be making a video very soon about some tips for Gekko on each map, so stay tuned for that. Thank you everyone for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.